Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And you know, Black Panther dropped in February to outstanding numbers. Not only did it do well with critics who basically were up its ass with praise, the movie grossed $1.3 billion in the box office, and outside of The Last Jedi is the number two highest selling home video movie of the year. And I have a feeling it's going to overtake The Last Jedi by year's end, to be honest with you. But that being said, what's the future of Black Panther going to hold? Where are things going to be with this particular property? Now, we know with $1.3 billion movie, obviously Disney's very much going to do a sequel. That's not at all going to be a question, but they hadn't announced it. They honestly had not announced it until just today. This just dropped down a couple hours ago. Ryan Coogler to write and direct Black Panther 2, which is cool. Ryan Coogler did a great job with the first one. He turned this movie into something that was really great for minorities and representation. They wanted a black superhero. They got a black superhero. It was a well-done movie with one of the better Marvel villains, and people flocked to the cinema to go see it. People flocked to the theaters to go see it. And as a result of that, it just ended up doing gangbusters. But Disney has not been really quiet or shy or candid, or I should say quiet, yeah, or shy, whatever, about their aspirations for what they want to do with the movie now. And we're not talking Black Panther 2. We're talking Black Panther. All right. Now, we know for a fact that there was a whole bunch of Oscar buzz when this movie was released in February. Movies that are usually Oscar friendly or trying to go for the gold don't release at the beginning of the year because they get forgot because it's in the middle of award season and no one's thinking about it. And by the time the end of the year rolls around, people ain't caring about it anyway. All right. But this movie was one that has been talked about consistently since then, going as far as to even be the basis, at least for the criticism from the Oscars opening up that most popular film award. Right. Like, as soon as they announced it, everyone was just like, yeah, just give it to Black Panther. We know you want to give it to Black Panther. There is literally no other reason why this type of award would exist unless you wanted to give it to Black Panther. Right. So we all know that. Well, it turns out that Disney, probably not very happy that that award got shelved, has decided to go full bore with an Oscar campaign for Black Panther, saying here that Avengers outrage. Disney submits Black Panther for 16 Oscars, but snubs Infinity War. Yeah, Disney taking a movie that was a fine film. It was a fine movie. I wouldn't call it Oscar caliber. Nothing about it was necessarily Oscar worthy, in my opinion, but it was still a good movie. I'm not discrediting Black Panther. All right. I'm just saying that it's not Oscar worthy, in my opinion, but they're submitting it for 16 Oscars. I mean, they're really wanting to get that award, and they are going to pay to get it. Because keep in mind, when it comes to the Oscars, it's all about money spent on advertising, and Disney has that in absolute spades. Now, it says here the Hollywood studios have started touting their films for your consideration campaigns aimed at the Academy ahead of the 2019 Oscars. And there are already some major shocks. Was Black Panther really that much better than Infinity War? The answer to that is no. It wasn't. Infinity War was a fantastic story, a fantastic script, fantastic acting on the parts of Robert Downey Jr., Tom Holland, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, even Dave Bautista, Chris Hemsworth, Bradley Cooper, and most importantly, and I mean most fucking importantly, Josh Brolin owned that role. He owned Thanos, and he, in my opinion, was the lead character in that movie, was the lead actor in that movie, and he did such a wonderful job. But Black Panther doing better? Let's find out. Now, it says here that it marked a monumental change in representation of diversity in Hollywood, and was a great action movie, not to mention a remarkable box office triumph. But is it really deserving of 16 Oscars? Infinity War is a towering achievement, bringing together 3 phases of the MCU and multiple separate franchises into one coherent, dynamic, and emotionally layered whole. You will not believe how many categories Disney thinks it deserves an Oscar for. The Russo brothers deserve far better than this, and that is 100% true. Look, Ryan Coogler did a great job. Chadwick Boseman did a great job. All right, the cast and the crew of Black Panther did a wonderful, amazing job, but it wasn't Infinity War, and I know that Marvel fans are going to laugh their ass off at this because they know it too. This feels like Disney is I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but it feels like Disney is skirting for a token award, and it should not go for that. It should not make that attempt. They know that people in the Academy, because the Academy opened up its rules recently, or opened up its voting block recently to try to get more people in there of different backgrounds, which again, I'm totally cool with. But they know this, and they're playing. They are playing the odds to become an Oscar winner. Probably because they want to beat out DC, which has Best Supporting Actor for Heath Ledger for The Dark Knight in 2012 or 2009. So anyway, okay, one. They say here one Oscar's all Infinity War has been submitted for, and that's the traditional action blockbuster territory for Best Visual Effects. If Disney was only pursuing the technical awards route, what about sound editing, sound mixing, film editing, costume design, cinematography, production design, makeup, or hairstyling? Black Panther is submitted to all those categories, and yet, for example, there was a wide acknowledgement that some of its special effects were not its strongest point. Infinity War certainly impressed in all those categories, which again is very true. There were parts of Black Panther that didn't look as good as it could have, whereas Infinity War, it was great. But to even compare the two like this is counterproductive. Leave that to the voters. The bigger simple question is, why did Disney favor one film so highly over another, arguably bigger success, and some might say better film? No, it's not some might say a better film. Infinity War is a better film, objectively. All right, objectively. Fuck it, even subjectively, it's a better movie. It continued the story that was partly done in Black Panther, but it mixed franchises beautifully. Everyone got a very good amount of screen time. They all got great action moments, and it was well layered, and it was emotional, right? I dare you to find a moment. Okay, the part where T'Challa is talking to his father on the plane, one last time is a solid moment of emotion. Don't get me wrong, right? Especially coming off of 2016's Civil War, where he watches his father die. That's definitely a heartfelt moment. But when Thanos goes to grab Gamora, and Gamora realizes in that moment that she's going to die, and she is screaming, and she is pleading, and she is pulling, and she is tugging, and he grabs her and he throws her off the edge. We watch her fall to her doom, plummet to her death, while he is streaming tears because he has just sacrificed the one thing he loves the most in this world, or in this universe. That was emotion. That was in Black Panther. Again, Disney feels to me like they are going for a scattershot effect here, trying to get one. They submitted it to 16 categories. The voters for the Academy are now up over 9,000, I believe. I know it's over 6,000 for certain. And it's a lot more varied people that are going to vote. And they already wanted to do the most popular movie Oscar, which has been shelved because no one liked it. And it's entirely possible that this movie, based upon how much money Disney's going to throw in the mix, how much money Disney's going to throw down on it, is going to end up getting that particular award, is going to get some of these awards, even though it's not its strongest suit. I think that if you look at the MCU objectively, Infinity War is a better movie and should have gotten the nominations, should have been pushed by Disney. But Disney's going to follow where they feel they're going to win. And the likelihood of Black Panther winning over Infinity War in today's current climate in regards to Hollywood is pretty high. The only thing about it that really sucks is I hope that I'm wrong in my earlier assessment about the tokenism part of it, because I don't want that to be the case. I don't want that to undermine the cast and the crew of the film. That's what I hate about tokenism. I think it undermines people's dedication, and it undermines people's ability to create something good. And I hope I'm wrong. And I hope that we see that the movie wins on its own merits. We don't know what it's going to be up against. We don't even know if it's going to get nominated. So I have to wait and see. But I do feel that ultimately Infinity War is the better movie, and Infinity War got snubbed. So I leave it to you. I'll leave it to your thoughts on this one. Let me know in the comments. Do you feel that that Black Panther is worthy of 16 Oscar nominations, or at least being submitted? Do you feel that Infinity War and the Russo brothers got snubbed? In fact, if you believe that, if you made it this far in the video, type snubbed into the chat, so I know you guys made it, and let me know your comments. And if you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and check back often for more content from me. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.